So this is house hunting in Ecuador.
Yeah.
We are calling a bunch of people in the paper and trying to set up some appointments. And go look at houses.
Hola, muy buenos días, Alba. ¿Cómo estás?
And you're crazy.
Estoy llamando números de la... ¿Estás disponible?
What are you doing?
Bueno, ir a
Free
Rita para ver.
babysitting.
Tú tienes las
You get
llaves.
free babysitting.
That's true. From Sabrina. Hey guys, so we wanted to do part 2 of our house hunting edition. Jeremy has a pillow under his butt so he doesn't get uncomfortable, and I've already said hey guys,
I know.
so we're ready to go.
I was mocking you when you said, "Hey guys," my mouth was moving and it's going like that. So yesterday we saw many houses within just about 4 hours, and one of the houses is a gated house.
It was in like a gated community.
Yeah.
So the community was gated, but each house was not gated or fenced off.
It's in a busy part of town near a big mercado, and so there's a lot of street traffic, there's a lot of like exhaust and pollution, and then they had this little cordon area where it's a gated community and all the houses are kind of like circling one another, facing each other.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the house was kind of outdated.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was really funky.
Very funky and unique. It had a lot of character. However, for child friendliness, once again, it got ruled out just because, for instance, they'd have like a little gravel area where you would see rocks or dirt inside of the house.
Yeah, like right next, there was almost like this kind of really cool staircase going up, and then right beside it had planters on each side with like gravel and dirt. And then they had this really bizarre like fireplace pit. It almost looked like it was like a hot tub sunken in with a fireplace. It was just interesting.
Yeah.
But very outdated. The kitchen was outdated, and I think they wanted it in the $450 somewhere around there for the house. So it just would not work. Very outdated. So we didn't even consider that house.
It smelled funny too. Lots of work for that particular house.
We went and looked at a couple of really old houses. Like, they looked pretty cool from the outside, and they were secure for the most part. There wasn't any issues, and they were in a good price range, like $350 to $400, 4 and 5 bedrooms, but very old.
Very old, outdated, rickety floors. Just walking around upstairs, you hear huge, like
creaking.
Yeah. And that'd wake up any infant for sure. But we realized at this point in time, after seeing multiple houses, that the more we desire to stay in the city, that's the price range for around $350, $400. That's what we're going to be getting, is more of an old school type house rather than something that's new. Yeah.
We did go ahead and look at 2 condos, and we have some video footage of one, but like the one we looked at was 1,400 square feet. It was huge.
Really huge, for Ecuador as
Good
well.
views, very secure, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. But again, they wanted $450 for that one, and that didn't include condo fees, which were going to be $80 a month.
Yeah.
And then utilities and all of these things, and it wasn't working out. And then one of the other condos was so outdated, we didn't even take video or picture of it. It was just so gross. Then we decided to head out and look out in the country.
And so from this point, we drove around 15 minutes out from the center of the city, southwest, and we found the house called the White House.
Yeah, the White House was on a dirt road, which is something we didn't want to really consider, but it was only about a 5-minute walk up to the regular road. So it wasn't a big deal. Very secluded. It had a gate and everything in the front. It did have an electric fence. It was very updated on the inside, updated kitchen.
The landlord, he tells us it's brand new, so no one else has ever lived in there.
But it's not. It's clearly been redone.
Yeah, remodeled.
Yeah, it wasn't brand new, but I guess brand new since they remodeled it. But it was great. It had like an outdoor space in the front, and it had a little green patch where we could maybe even like plant a garden or something like that. Yeah. And then it had a back it was a small terrace area for laundry and things like that. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It was priced amazing. It was priced at $330, and right behind it also was like a farm, which was really cool, like crops and produce and things like that.
Perks are that a lot of things in this house are sneaking brand new. we only have one other neighbor. It's going to be a gringo as well, so it's going to be someone who's familiar with us, being the same language.
I would say the downside to this house were probably the dirt road for sure.
Yeah.
There were little things throughout the house that needed fixed, just wires or just a few little things, but the landlord said he would fix those. In the upstairs, there were no lighting fixtures, but that's actually pretty common.
Very common in Ecuador.
In Ecuador, that they just leave a hanging bulb from the ceiling.
Yeah.
I also did feel that the bedrooms were a little bit, they were small.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't very large, and they were a little bit on the darker side.
Yeah, like lighter paint colors.
Yeah, but even beyond paint colors, they were just dark bedrooms. There wasn't a lot of, there were windows, but I don't know, they just weren't very bright and open. So that was kind of a downside.
And not a bathtub as well. We're preferring
yeah.
a bathtub just with a little baby. It's easier to
but
bathe
that's
them in a bathtub. It's rare.
It is rare. And we did find a couple places with a bathtub or easier bathing situations, but then you'd have like, you know, a much higher rent bill or, you know, and it just wasn't worth a bathtub. So yeah. So then we went about probably 30 or 40 minutes outside of town to look at one. It wasn't really our preference to go that far out because we really do want to be close to bus stops and markets and things like that. But we went all the way out. And the reason we went out is because the real estate agent showing us around was like, okay, it is only 2 bedrooms, but it's $200 a month. That's it. And it's brand new, brand new. So we went out and looked at that one, and I have to say I immediately loved it.
Yeah.
Like the porch was so adorable, and it was overlooking, again, cow fields. There was horses. Mm-hmm. It was in a gated community as well, so each house didn't have its own fencing or electric fencing or security, but the community itself was gated. So it had a really cute porch. It'd be perfect for hammocks and things like that. Everything was new in the house, like brand new.
Yeah, all brand new.
But it was small. Like the living space was really small. It would have been a very tight squeeze. Only 2 bedrooms, and they were very small.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have maybe gotten a queen mattress in one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then there was only 1 bathroom, which isn't a huge deal, you know, with just a small family, but it's definitely nice to have multiple bathrooms, you know. And then the kitchen was small too, but I wouldn't have minded that. And we even in the end ended up talking her down to 190, mm-hmm. that she would take 190 if we decided to take it. And I think we pretty much had to write that one off as not an option because of the distance.
Yeah. And there's a lot of factors that come into play when you're looking for a place to rent here in Cuenca, and especially if you don't know the language. You want to be somewhere where you can make contact with a friend, or you know you're going to have internet access, you know where the hospitals are, you know where the police station is. And just being
so
way far out
there,
there, especially without your own transportation, I think that was the biggest factor.
Yeah. Well, but 190, holy cow, that was tempting. It was really tempting.
Yeah,
for sure.
And your utilities and water after everything, it's going to be around $20. Then your internet's going to be maybe $30, and so you're looking at what, $250 almost for everything.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
That would have been crazy. So go ahead and stay tuned. We are going to make a part 3 and tell you guys which house we chose. Weird stairs in that fireplace.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's my socks. Shoo.
Do they get washed with his diapers?
No, they didn't.
This smells horrible. All right. Anyways, hey, thanks for coming.
I just keep thinking about your broccoli socks.
Thanks again for tuning in.
I'm not even. You can't start when I'm looking down at your broccoli socks.